My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire 2. Ironclad? Ironclad? It's Ironclad! I'm not taking Yas Fury and I'm not taking Greed. Those are the two cards I'm never going to have filled out my decks. Lantern! Start each combat with an additional energy. Don't worry, I've already taken Greed once. I may end up taking Yas Fury if I misclick. Alright, where do I want to go? Ooh, hey. Hey. There is a very valuable cowardice path here. If I really wanted to, I could try and take an early elite with it as well. Early shop, early elite. And then just spend the entire rest of the time recovering, because there's so much space to do so. I think so, actually, yeah. We got Lantern as well. Additional energy on turn 1. Wow, additional energy on turn 1's really handy. I say as I use it to immediately slaughter a tadpole. There's your 8 damage attack. Yeah, I mean, I've only taken 3 damage this fight so far, so I'm still 3 health better off than I would have been. Perfected Strike? Do we want to do that? We've got a lot of normal combats here. We might be able to. Hang on, I guess I am not going for that. Whoops. Thankfully, I am very okay with this path, and also it's probably a little better with the Perfected Strike I picked up immediately. Breakthrough, Sword Boomerang, Tremble. Give me a copy of Breakthrough. It's important to have a little bit AoE. I'll save 9 health with the... yeah, I'll save 9 health with the Explosive here. Battle Trance. Incredible draw in a deck that has no other draw. Taunts? Taunt block removal, maybe? Maybe even Taunt Production. Taunt Production. Energy's pretty hard to come across without having to pay something for it in Ironclad. I don't... No, I do have a shop projected on this line, so I will take the money for the health there. Let's get that production 0 exhaust so I can just reliably play it every time I draw it. Not even have to think about it. I'm going all out aggressive here. I don't want to... Battle Trance. That's the best I can do that turn. Preventing 12. Bloodwall, Setup Strike? I don't like Setup Strike as a strike, really. Gain 2 strength this turn. I'm not really doing attacks after that. I really care that much about my strength. That said, I'll take 1 copy. Maybe I'll be wildly impressed with it. I don't think I will be. Bash upgrade, though. Ice Cream! Energy's now conserved between turns. That's, oh, God. I'm going all out aggression here. I know that in 2 turns' time, you just ruined my life, so I'd really rather you not. Got him. Oh. Cascade with an Ice Cream. Interesting. The value of production just keeps going up. We've got Ice Cream and Lantern. Cascade +1. I want to take the healing here so that I can just go for full upgrades on this floor. Ugh. I'm going to slow down there. I don't think those 2 strikes are so transformative. Yeah. Let's... Setup Strike, Breakthrough. Will Perfected Strike there. Get the other 2 a little closer to death. And finish them off the next turn. Headbutt, Iron Wave, Body Slam. I feel like the answer here is Headbutt or nothing. Perfected Strike, Twin Strike. I can't just keep complaining that I haven't got anything out of the perfect, like any strikes if I keep looking at strikes and not taking the strikes, right? That seems unfair. That said, I do feel like I have added almost no defense to this deck. I'll upgrade Taunt for an additional turn of vulnerability on the enemy, because it's also a defend that I'm pretty much always guaranteed to play. Except for this turn. Production, headbutt, production. Battle trance, production. Defend, strike, strike. Leave 3 energy in the pool for later turns. Like this. Cascade. Oh, come on. I got 2 strikes and I discarded 1 beckon. I can't even draw any more cards instead. Ah. Bash, perfected. Get out of here. 1-2 punch. This turn, your next attack is played an extra time. Tez Katara. I've got enough health to thank you. I will take that brightest flame. It's exactly what I was about to ask for. I mean, you can kind of tell by the setup. I've got enough health too. What does Rhapsody have enough health to do? What will they pick? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z! I'm gonna take that path that I've just lined out on the right there. I prefer it to the other paths that I've seen here. Yep. 48 is enough to take out Bulbug in the front line, saving 16 damage. Of course, wherever possible, I'll finish the fight without having to use... I think Expectify's worth it in this deck, actually. And I'll take a Powdered Demise over a Swift Pot, especially because I was about to say, we might get the Potion event, and Powdered Demise is a higher rarity potion than Swift Potion, so I would get an uncommon that's already upgraded, which is a lot better, of course. I want Bing Bong. I'm not giving you 13 health, though. Give me Bing Bong. I like Daughter of the Wind whenever you play an attack, gain 1 block. That's pretty good, and it also really includes the possibility of taking Grapple and just playing Grapple in a bunch of attacks, because Grapple does then damage every time you gain block for the rest of the turn. But Bing Bong allows me to really ramp up the amount of perfected strikes in this deck pretty quickly, ideally. Venerable Tea set. When you enter a rest site, start the next combo with 2 extra energy. Ugh. I'm gonna Swift Pot here. Yeah. Breakthrough, Headbutt, Breakthrough, Brightest Flame, Breakthrough, Production. Setup, Strike, End. Yeah, I mean, like, definitely worth it. Liquid Bronze, Twin Strike upgraded. I mean, yes, Inflame also good, but Twin Strike 2 in the deck? Bing-bonging them? What, bing-bonging their Twin Strike? It's a expected fight. Okay, yeah, I'll expect a fight. Then Cascade for... Hey, look, the Cascade played 2 defends there. I can't really be mad at it. This fight is going to be relatively quick. I don't know if Liquid Bronze is going to be a good idea here, especially considering Decimillipede is definitely in our future on this floor. So is the Hive Warrior as well. I mean, we've got all the reasons in the world not to... Oh, boy. I didn't really think that... Oh, boy. Yeah, I guess I didn't really add any cards into this deck that say the keywords I needed to say for damage. Yeah, that sucked. 2 more perfected strikes. This next delete is going to be the real problem. What a beautifully useless cascade. Go on and give us less than nothing. Wake up that slumbering beetle, because they were waking up anyway. Affected, headbutt. Gonna take 5 damage this turn, kill the enemy next. Could have been a lot worse. Shrug, I need cards that say defend. Decimilla Bead, hello Liquid Bronze. You go out on the battlefield immediately. And in fact, we also die immediately. Well. Got it. You have to have more block cards in the deck than 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes! Maybe just slightly not enough. I was really hoping that I would just see so many perfected strikes and click them all with Bing Bong that it wouldn't matter. That I draw a perfected strike in my opening hand, it would do 2,000 damage. I sincerely believed that was going to happen. Alright. How about a reasonable line? How about like a line that like we might survive? Ooh. This with the Silver Crucible looks good to me. Those events could be really interesting. Oh, only a single defend that turns a pretty sore sight. Duplicator, Tremble, Breakthrough, and Cinder. Give me the AoE. Upgrade a random card in the deck. It's just a strike, it's fine. Shrug it off, Pillage, and Sword Boomerang. I kind of want to take the Shrug it off just for the defensive factor. I'm giving myself way too many decks that don't have the ability to defend appropriately. I really need to resolve that. I'll abstain there to get 10 health so that it's easy for me to take the Elite upcoming in a while. Defend, Breakthrough. Shrug Bash. And hopefully lethal next turn. Wow. The furthest possible from lethal. 8 plus 18. Actually, 19. Expect a fight. Already upgraded. I can afford to take that. Let's upgrade Bash. I'm going to take the opportunity to Energy Potion to get 18 more damage out this turn. Again, it's because I don't want to see turn 3 versus the Haunted Ship if I can avoid it. Or at least I don't want to see turn 3 attacking me. Inferno, Infernal Blade, and Stampede. I'll take Inferno. Yeah. Definitely seems like that and Breakthrough should make this fight pretty easy. Hopefully I draw both next turn. I drew at least one. It was nice to have done that. Nothing doing. Inferno top of the next turn. And the Breakthrough finishes them off. Demon Tongue. Oh, come on. Hell yes. The first time you lose HP on your turn, heal HP equal to the amount lost. Now that is on your turn. So it's only damage we've done to ourselves. Well, actually, I guess it's also damage that we could like get from thorns from an enemy or something like that as well. Pommel Strike, Blood Wall, Armaments. I'm happy to take a Blood Wall here as well. Ooh, another Shrug? I actually kind of like Shrug, Blood Wall, and Body Slam here. Hold up. I'm just very quickly going to check. I didn't have the ability to buy that bag of prep, did I? Because if I did, that's my choice. No, just off. Well, just off by 30. Inferno and Breakthrough. Blood Wall, Body Slam. That's working well. Okay, Bash, Breakthrough, great. We might get him next turn. That'll do it. Beautiful. Gremlin Horn. Whenever an enemy dies, gain energy and draw a card. Evil Eye, Burning Pact, and Molten Fist. Are these Burning Pact is the only one that really heals? Especially after it's upgraded. Pretty good draw tool, but the first upgrade's got to be the Body Slam so that I can just play it at the end of the turn. I'll up to. Yeah, Shrug It Off getting that upgrade is great. We've got decent defense in this deck. Skulking Colony shouldn't be too bad. Still important to keep up consistent damage, but... Blood Wall, Shrug It Off. We even get good damage through that turn as well as good defense. That's the power of the Body Slam. A little less powerful turn there, or as I take 14 completely unmitigated. But it works out when we finish up with the Lethal Anchor. Studies combat with 10 block. I actually think the Ash Water is less useful for us than the Fire Potion here. I have not yet got a Battle Trance, so I now do. And Burning Pact upgraded, Battle Trance soon. Kind of relentless aggression is the name of the game here. I am going to need to make sure the enemy is constantly vulnerable wherever possible. I'll Burning Pact to strike, sorry, a defend that I don't intend to use. I've got so many other good defensive cards in the deck that feels appropriate. This is an unfortunate one, as I really do want to bash this turn, but I really should Blood Wall this turn. There's the Blood Wall for the defense. It's getting further and further out of our reach every turn. I'm going to duplicate at the Blood Wall. I really wanted to not have to duplicate at the Blood Wall. I can't believe I drew through the Blood Wall immediately after that. Oh well, I was going to have to block so ridiculously after that. I was hoping the duplicator was going to be safe to play with the Blood Wall after the enemy was exploding, but that was not how that went. Alright, come on. Come on, buddy. I know you got a good deck in you. Silver Crucible and I'm doing it. Silver Crucible and then this left-hand side for the elites, for the question marks. Defend and strike. Show me just a single in flame after the first fight, and then just let me figure out what to do with those. Full 10 had to be taken that turn. Whoa. Fire Potion, Blood Wall, Tremble, and Pillage. Pillage is a lot of draw in the right circumstance. I'll take it. Maybe I'm way too biased against that card. Oh! Here we go. This is what I wanted to see. Silver Crucible in a world where I also encounter this event, and we get to get 2 common cards. True Grit Perfected Strike, I think, maybe? And it only used 1 charge of the Silver Crucible. Oh my god, that was a lot of draw. Second Pillage? Oh no! Out and Beyond! I've got a True Grit in this deck already. Upgraded, no less. Least damage I can take that turn is just killing him. True Grit 2 or Twin Strike? I like True Grit 2 and I like the idea of the early additional upgrade on that. Okay. Wait, what am I doing? Immediately throws the Howl from Beyond. I could just play it for free at the top of the next turn, though. 1, 2. Get him. Burning Pacts, Armaments, and Tremble. I'll take the Burning Pact. That's another way to get rid of to exhaust the same cards. Hey, there we go. I wish there were more cards that cared about themselves being exhausted. But I'll happily settle for this. Maybe I just keep cutting cards out of the deck and it's good enough. Havoc. Play the top card of your draw pile and exhaust it. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Headbutt as well, please. Hellraiser! Whenever you draw a card that contains... Whenever you card a draw that contains strike, it auto-plays. I'll make that 1 cost. Your turn, Hellraiser. Good work, Hellraiser. Hey, Pillage, do you want to help Hellraiser out here? Actually, I'm going to Havoc first. Hey, nice. And then... That would have been much more impressive if I then immediately hit a string of attacks. No! Well, it's still better to finish the attack then. Block pot, headbutt, ridiculous. I just asked for that. I like block pot, but I like the pots that I'm rocking with at the moment a bit more. Let's Havoc up to 0. True Grit through the Howl from Beyond. Headbutt that True Grit and then strike. I don't want to take the damage. My money! My money! That's my money! You mugged me of my money. I'll take a second pillage in this deck, sure. Pillage. Defend, end. Unfortunate turn there. No defense at all. Kind of an atypical turn for us as well. Okay, headbutt, True Grit back to the top of the deck, pillage to draw it, and then True Grit through a card to actually get some defense on this turn. Festive Popper, the start of combat. Deal damage to all enemies. Rage, whenever you play an attack this turn, gain 3 block. No, I play my attacks before the start of the turn, thank you. Anger, put an additional copy of this into your discard pile. That would allow me to draw a lot of cards with pillage. But it also devalues a lot of other things. I think I can take an anger in this deck. I think maybe I need to even. Regrettably, I'm going to be resting here. I might even be using my power potion at the top of this turn. Maybe. True Grit through Howl from Beyond. Top of the next turn. Howl from Beyond. And then a Perfected Strike and a Strike. And burn straight through that anger just to get to a new draw pile, frankly. Oh boy. Yep. 23 damage to the old dome. This is getting more and more unreasonable. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a pommel. Alright, there is still a possible really good draw that can maybe get us through this next cycle. We'll see. Okay, it's not there so far. And that's not gonna change it. Damn it. We're still under 30 minutes. I'm not done. I'm not done. I even rested. I even rested. I had defense cards in the deck, and I was trying to do a different thing with the pillage. What do you want from me, game? And why is it to take that 150 gold and translate the value it gives us into the blood of our enemies? In terms of mixed paths, I think it's this. It might be a 3 elite path, though. Oh, Ultimate Defend, thank you kindly. So especially if the first event on this path, or rather first question mark on this path, is an event rather than a fight, then we don't have to deal with tier 2 basic enemies until after we've had a rest. Of course, we do have to take out an elite, which is not a stroll in the park. Spite, deal 6 damage if you lost HP this turn, draw 1 card, burning back to headbutt. I'm gonna take a headbutt. It's okay damage in the early game as well. Nope. This has got to be removal, sadly. I'd love it to have been the AoE, but I'd love it to have been the fight, rather, but I didn't have the AoE to support it. Which is to say, I didn't draft an AoE as my very first card. Get that ultimate defend back atop the deck. We might actually be able to get out of this fight with no damage. Hey, no damage, fine. Body slam? I did add a ultimate. Gimme. Phantom at the end of this floor is going to be... Must you? Setup. Sorry, setup. Shrug it off. Phantom at the end of this floor is going to be a bit annoying. Oh my god. Was Breakthrough in the previous choices as well? Did I just turn Breakthrough down? Setup, strike, shrug it off. And a third unnamed card. It's entirely reliant on the quality of the draw. We almost certainly lose this run right now. We have simply way too many infections in the deck and just not enough damage to take down single targets in the next cycle very easily. Like, I'll try and fight uphill against it, but we're going to start drawing hands that are like 4 copies of infection. Yeah. Yeah. I really thought this was going to be a much safer path than any of these that guaranteed took me to a second tier elite early, or a second tier enemy early. I really wanted to be able to take advantage of question mark, elite, shop rest question mark, and then be powerful enough to fight them by then, and then be able to dictate my path afterwards. But I clearly needed to take much more aggressive options to be able to burst down that first elite. And definitely also still needed AoE. Transform, strike, and a defend, huh? I think our best line is this one. There's an early shop and a midline shop, so money does matter. Interesting. You're going to be staggered next turn, so we'll focus the backliner. Ugh. Yeah, I guess I did cut a strike out of the deck. That was pretty much always going to happen to me, to be fair. 1, 2, 3. Good thing we have the armaments for decent defense on that turn. And on this turn. Bloodwall, Rupture, Molten Fist. Of these, Bloodwall... Rupture is just, it's demon form for a different deck. Bloodwall is defense for the Rupture deck, but like, I don't get to just say no and walk away. I can't just keep walking away with like a basic deck and expecting it to work. That was not the one I wanted to click. Giving Swift to a card that takes almost all of my energy to give it to 2 additional draw, it's not going to be great. It takes all of my energy, actually, at the moment. Stoner. Ooh, Omnislice. Omnislice is sick as hell. Yoink. That's my Omnislice. Demon Form's just not really going to be free to play until way later, if at all. It's definitely the kind of thing that we take like a turn worth of damage in a boss fight to develop. In a floor fight, that doesn't seem as reasonable. Especially with a 0-cost attack in the deck already, I think Stomp is a little bit better than otherwise might be. It hasn't got fully enough support just yet, but it's a little better. Fresnel Lens, lose 13 max HP. Unfortunately, that would actually cost us 7 current HP as well. Glow Water Potion, exhaust your hand, draw 10 cards. I've never taken the Glow Water Potion. I do like Fresnel Lens, I really do. It's very good. But I've already given up 10 max HP. I'm gonna drop the Vuln Pot and take the Glow Water Potion. Using a nearby bottle, you calmly scoop up the glowing liquid as the lighthouse peacefully sinks into the mud. Good thing you weren't in there. Prowess for strength and dex. It's not half bad. Especially if it gets upgraded. Vambrace, double the amount of block you gain for the first block card you play each combat. I do think upgrades are still worth question marks here for us. $14 and $13, that's lethal. 1, 2, 3. I have to take 6 damage to do it, but I prevent 12. Flame Barrier. Uppercut. Flame Barrier first. The Bash's vulnerability needs to be extended if I'm about to take it. An elite. Interesting. Do I take a turn's worth of bops here just to drop demon form? I'm gonna use Fish Oil, Strike, and then Stomp. I take a fair whack of damage there, but thankfully, nice. We've set up for Omnislice to be able to do a huge impact on that board. Perfection. That'll do it. Juicer Bracelet. Normal enemy encounters and normal encounter in question mark rooms. And Tear Asunder. I mean, Tear Asunder is really good, but I was about to say Breakthrough for the AoE, but I do have Stomp and Omnislice, so I don't need Breakthrough. I think I just take Terra Sunder. It's a really good win condition, especially if we're gaining strength. Even if we don't... I can take the extra elite as well, actually. Taking so little damage in that fight did make me pretty cocky here. Okay. Blood Wall Strike. Bash, Omni Slice, Strike, and then we had Stomp as well. Great. Thunderclap, Sword Boomerang, Cinder. I think a single copy of Sword Boomerang could find its way into this deck, just courtesy of the amount of strength that it can do. In damage. Prowess. Block and Omni Slice for the damage there. This is Defend, Defend, Strike. Blood Wall Defend. It's probably going to be Armaments Bash next turn, unfortunately. It should be. Getting back to that Terra Sunder is going to be really important. Okay. 8x6. Come on. 9 damage needed. That'll do it. Hand to grab at the start of bombs. Combat seal for 25 HP. That's going to save us having to rest here. And the Shrug It Off is going to save us some really good HP. Then this one has to be Demon Form upgrade because this is exactly the kind of fight that gets used in. I'm going to drop Swift Pot first. Okay. Shrug. Omni Slice. After Prowess. That's exactly what I didn't want to see game. There you go. Demon Form, back in, and then I have to take 17 damage. Woof. At least we managed to get a bash out on the field. Exhaust your hand, draw 10 cards. So if I get like 2 beckons in the same hand, I might just throw that. Save more HP in the long run. Terra Sunder. Don't even need it with the Sword Boomerang. That'll finish him. Second Terra Sunder seems too much, right? Thrash isn't bad, though. It's also random attack in your hand. As long as it's not the Terra Sunder, I'm fine with that. Very hot cocoa. Each combo with digital energy. I don't really want to put the big hug in here. What's our map look like? Actually, we've got a banger path as well. We don't need that. Take the very hot cocoa. We're going to take this right-hand side. Perfect first turn, and hell of a second turn to follow up there as well. The AoE is AoEing. That was a bad play, though. I'll take a single in-plane. Exterminate carries our strength multiple times to every target. Extremely important. Actually, hang on. I will use my Swift pod at the top of this fight before using the armaments. Yes. Oh, that's so much better. Not that the demon form really matters, but still, it's nice to have. Omni Slice. I'll Blood Wall and then Rash. And that's why the Exterminate's in the deck. Bloodletting, Sword Boomerang, Ashen Strike. I think there's a small argument behind just taking that Bloodletting. I don't think that argument wins. I care so much about our rest at this point that I'll take the left. Yeah. Pretty good opener. Let's see if I can defend reasonably, yeah. That's pretty reasonable. (16/4) is not going to kill you. Yeah, pretty much everything this turn will, though. Grab Line Wave Anger, no need for those. I want Prowess to give us 2 strength, 2 dex no matter when I play it. I'm intentionally going to choose not to block at all this turn, because blocking for only 6 damage this turn, when next turn's going to be like 25 damage. I didn't even draw a block card! Oh. I'm going to exhaust this hand and draw 10 from the Glow Order. That's not reasonable at all. Thank you. We'll shrug it off. I'll throw Thrash. Hopefully it doesn't eat Stomp. It doesn't. We play Stomp. I wish the Toxics upgraded to remove themselves. 16 damage twice allows us to take 1 unit off the field. Throw an additional defend down so I don't have to take damage this turn. Is Pommel Strike worth putting in this deck? It doesn't feel positive draw enough to really bother with. Maybe he was upgraded. Need extra energy out of Bloodletting, definitely. Whenever you shuffle your draw pile, draw an extra card. Sure, sounds good to me. Let's up our defensive values as well. I'm going to dodge this and go for only 1 elite at the end. I'm not ready for Decimillipede and then another. That Thrash is a good Thrash. Woof. Thankfully, I've got enough to take out the enemy front line there. I'll develop the demon form. If it saves me a turn worth of combat here, it'll be worth it. It didn't. Fruit Juice. Raise 5 max HP. Dominate. I don't really get that much vulnerability on the enemy. Blood Wall. Oh, thank you. I don't need the additional energy on turn 1, however. Royal Stamp. Upon pickup, choose an attack or skill in your deck to enchant with Royally Approved. That puts it in your opening hand. The only problem is, I don't think I have an attack or skill that's really worth putting in the opening hand, because what I need there is something that costs a lot and draws. What I want there is Scroll. Unfortunately, I can't afford Scroll right now. Maybe I'd take Scroll and Automation here. Yeah, some card and energy generation could be really useful. Flame Barrier, thank you for turning up on exactly the right turn. Scroll my way to... wow, very little as it turns out. Damn, I have no business playing any of those for as little damage as they do. I was very much hoping to see a demon form. Well, we got one in the end. Another. Flame Barrier is doing work in this fight. Thank you for turning up at all the right times. Explosive Ampule and Strike Dummy. Cards containing strike deal 3 additional damage. Crimson Mantle. At the start of your turn, lose 1 HP and gain 8 block. I'm happy with that. Some nice consistent block gain. I'm going to upgrade Automation to be 0 costs. We heal 25 coming into this fight in the first place, which is one of the reasons that I felt comfortable not healing before. Right. I did forget that we are going to be double defending with the Vambrace, so instead of drawing a single card, even though I know it was a defend, I only want to develop the Crimson Mantle, especially because yeah, I can't short my draw here, so this is going to be take damage. I'm going to Bloodletting and Strike. The idea behind this being that I really need to get Tear Asunder to be the way that we win this fight. And it's the most reliable closer I likely have access to here. Speaking of, Demon Form coming out this turn is also really important. Automation, I'll Tear Asunder for 90 damage right now because I have to play that before Trash. I don't play more than 3 cards on an average turn right now. This one can be Sloth. Yeah, this is an example of a turn where I may have. Armament's Flame. Blood Wall. Defend and Sword Boomerang. Thrash would have been lovely as well, actually. There's the Tear Asunder. 22 by 14 is much more than lethal. How fast do I exhaust cards? And it is fast enough for Pacts? It is not fast enough for Pact's End. Do I take another Thrash? They're not bad. By the time I play the Thrash for the second time, it's usually lethal. Alright, so... feels like it's either Thrash or nothing, or maybe Crimson Mantle? It gives us a clock for the boss fights, but it's probably better to actually have the automatic defense at the start at the top of the turn. Gives the ability to, as we're rolling through the deck, play a bunch of other things instead. Alright, it's Mantle or nothing, I think. Nonopi, what do you got? Card rewards with Glam? Card rewards with Glam? Card rewards with Glam? Card reward Glam? Card reward with Glam? You gonna reward my cards with Glam? Please do. Then I want to make sure that I take a fair amount of combat so I can actually see some of those cards with Glam on. Also including some rests, so I can upgrade those cards with Claremont if they need upgrades. Get him, Flame Barrier! I don't think I want to get another Crimson Mantle out there if I can avoid it. Well, we finally got the demon form. Only problem is, now I really need to finish an enemy this turn to prevent them doing way too much damage to me. That'll do it. Flex Spot and... ooh. Double Hell from Beyond? That does have replay. So as long as I manage to exhaust that, it plays twice from the discard. Only problem is, this deck can't exhaust that. I think a double Shrug is still worth, though. Flex Spot's a lot more valuable than the Explosive Potion for us, except for in this fight that I'm immediately encountering. Ooh. Pretty good first turn. I don't think an upgraded Perfected Strike is worth it here. Nor the upgraded Blood Wall. It's going to cost us too much HP. This is just going to be a strike removal. I love that we keep getting the scroll in the opening hand, despite the fact that it's not really that likely. Damn. Managed to get Demon Form out and block a reasonable amount that turn, but... ooh, good thing we've got Exterminate here as well. Perfect. Double Tremble? So Unrelenting with replay doesn't work, by the way. The first Unrelenting says the next attack you play costs 0, and then the second Unrelenting consumes the first stack to give you a second stack, which is now your first stack. I'll take Tremble for a bunch of vulnerability setup, though. Scroll on Retention actually seems really good. I'm gonna upgrade the Shrug for the 6 more defense. Oh, we're gonna be pretty happy to have done that here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is probably the fight I'm most scared about on this floor. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. 2, 3. There you go. Yeah, that's where my HP pool was. Yeah, I'm pretty much dead now. Damn it. Automation. Double Shruggle. Pull out all those cards, hit him with the Omni Slice, and then die with honor. Oh, why? Why? I just wanted to form the demon. I did add a lot more defense to this deck, but I think the problem is if I'm playing that defense in order to prevent the enemy from doing damage, I'm not playing my setup. And if I'm playing my setup or my defense, I'm not killing the enemy. Like, they weren't really good at interleaving with one another. Like, I really had to have, like, one turn is one thing, one turn is another, one turn is one thing, one turn is another. So the only fights that we really got a huge amount of value out of were situations where we had the Very Hot Cocoa and Scroll both available on the opening turn, which does definitely justify Scroll in hindsight. It just also really, really doesn't fix the rest of the problems the deck had. This was really nice, obviously. Getting another Crimson Mantle. Also, like, we definitely could have shorted up with a couple more defensive cards. But realistically, it just feels like maybe there's way too much in this deck. Like, if I want to have a deck that relies on something like setting up Demon Form, setting up, you know, it doesn't really care about setting up Inflame, but setting up Demon Form, setting up Automation, setting up some Crimson Mantles, having a Terra Sunder that's scaling. If I care about a deck doing all of those things, it probably can't be more than 20 cards unless I have like a huge amount of draw. Some sort of silent situation. Otherwise, we can end up in fights as... Was it this one? Or this one? Actually, no, it was the last floor? It wasn't this one, was it? We can end up in fights where the Demon Form or, you know, the most important of those cards is at the bottom of the deck. And then... what do? Defend all the way until you get to the bottom of the deck, play the Demon Form, and then just deal with the enemies on their 4th turn, still attacking? It needs to be faster than that. Which is part of the reason that, especially when I got Demon Form at the very start, it was like, yeah, this is a little bit slow. Maybe it's only for boss fights. I didn't really have a good plan for beating the non-boss fights with it. Alas. Jump back to the top screen. Dying on the 3rd floor is much better than dying to the first boss. My name has been Rhapsody, though. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire 2. Top left is the playlist for all my games on this past, present, and future. YouTube recommendation is down below. Streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Out above the thank tier, and a special thanks this episode to Moloko. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see you all next time.